Hi, I'm Daryl Cagle. I'm talking to Tim Eagan, wonderful cartoonist whose work you see on our site and here in our blog along with this video. Tim, tell us about your cartoons and what you do.
I have been cartooning for a long time. Let's say 35 years now, long time, done a lot of things. Subconscious Comics, anybody out there remember that comic strip a long time ago? Nothing political about that, but I've been doing deep cover, which you see on this site, for, let's say, 15 years now. That's a guess.
This site being Cagle.com.
Cagle.com, of course, let's get that straight. And I love politics. I've always been obsessed with politics from about the time I can remember watching Estes Kefauver at the 56th Democratic Convention and being utterly obsessed with politics. That has not stopped, and I continue today, and almost independently of whether it's important to save the world or anything. I'm just obsessed with politics. I think that shows in my cartoon.
So why the multi-panel format instead of traditional single wide rather than tall editorial cartoon that we're all used to?
I used to do single panel cartoons and have been printed in such papers as the San Francisco Examiner, San Francisco Chronicle, and others. And I was trying out for one of those posts at the Examiner in particular, and after deciding that they were about to fold and didn't really want a regular staff member and couldn't pay the full freight, they suggested I do a multi-panel strip, and I was accustomed to doing that with Subconscious Comics, so I, of course, bit full on the chance to do that, and I've been doing it ever since. And I like doing a lot. I like telling stories. I probably like that better than single pictures. I like the beginning, the middle, and the end. I like everything about that. A lot of opportunities. I think it's a wider array of choices as a cartoonist to do a multi-panel strip. You can do any kind of format. It is a skit, as someone suggested here at the convention. It is a skit, and you can do a skit about anything. A single-panel cartoon, you're limited somewhat. I guess you can always make it go double panel or multiple panel, but I like the opportunity to tell a story, to take somebody somewhere and leave them off at the end and maybe change something. I'm not so much, I think a couple of cartoonists here who I admire greatly. Ted Rawls is the one that comes to mind. He likes to put the lance through the chest. I'm more like a slow poison cartoonist. Think of myself that way. And
well, that's interesting because the look of deep cover is the alty, harsh cartoon kind of look, and you don't use the four-letter words and do the harsh kinds of things that we expect from the alty cartoonist.
Stay away from the F-bomb. I suppose that might be as much as anything. It's cheap. It's a cheap laugh, for one thing. And I guess my mother is, even if she's not there, she's always over my shoulder. And I run it through. She's part of my audience, so I run it through that meter. And is this going to convince anybody? Is it going to make a difference? And I like to think that I'm going to make a difference in the world. I wouldn't be doing cartooning if it's a little, I suppose I'm imagining a bigger role for myself than I really have, but I like to think that I can make a difference with my cartoons. And sometimes the route to doing that for me is not just the direct assault and the F-bombs and so on. I like to take a more circuitous route, or like to think I do, and hope that I can sort of nudge people in a direction that, or at least open their eyes to something they hadn't thought about.
What kind of response do you get from your readers?
Actually, the ones I value the most are the ones who disagree with me. And usually I prefer to engage those people. They usually come at me, as you might imagine, anybody who disagrees harshly with a cartoon is going to come full bore and part of a conspiracy, the usual thing. But I actually like to engage those people, and they're part of my audience. They're reading my cartoons, so I'm willing to, unless things get too hairy or I get scared, I like to engage them. And if somebody's really got a good point and is really ready to take up the argument, I'll do it with them.
So I take it from that you're denying that you're part of a conspiracy.
I didn't deny that, and if I am part of the conspiracy, I don't recall. Part of the
Very
conspiracy.
good. Anything you would like to add?
No, that's it. Read deep cover. Be influenced by deep cover, please.
Okay, thank you so
right.
much.